Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new K2 Embassy. This board features K2's directional combination camber, so you have a slightly longer rocker in the nose, camber through the midsection, and then a shorter rocker in the tail. This is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber with the ease of entry from that rocker in the nose, as well as more optimal powder float. This board's available in 149, 152, 155, 157, 157 wide, 159, 159 wide, 162, 162 wide, and 165 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was mostly sunny bluebird. I mean, there were some clouds coming through, mellow winds, average temps to slightly warmer. There was heavy wind-loaded pow and spots where it was just a little bit deeper, some chop, chunder, perfect corduroy, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The flex of this board is just a hair past middle of the road. It's not really that stiff. You do end up with more play in the nose and the tail, especially the nose. That rocker section out there is a little bit longer, so it really accentuates it. And then through the midsection where the camber is the most dominant is going to be the stiffest portion of the board. The torsional flex matches up to that. It's reactive and easy to engage, and it rebounds okay. It's not the snappiest rebound to it, but it's there. The stability of this board, it's okay. It's lively. You feel a lot of chatter resonating up underfoot. At high speeds, you'll notice that the nose starts to chatter and that reverberates back under that front foot. Like I said, it's a lively ride. It's not the dampest thing in the K2 lineup, in my opinion. There's more damp rides out there. But if you're looking for something that's lively and responsive, then sure, yeah, this is good. With this board being camber dominant, you load it up, you roll back on the tail, and it springs. Now, it's not the most responsive, and it takes a little bit more effort to load it up, which means you've got to be a little more concise with how you engage it, and you've got to be prepared to pop off that roller or pop in fresh snow. So you're just kind of on your A game with it to engage it. You know, you're being a little bit more aware of how you want to engage it, and then it works. Is it the snappiest thing out there? No, but will it get the job done? Yes. All right, if you're new here, why don't you click like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you click the bell, get those notifications? I know I'm telling you to do a lot of things, but hey, we're just trying to keep you informed for all the great content we have coming out. With the nose having a little bit more rocker and that more abrupt kick, you got a nice sweet spot to get your weight out over. So when you pop a 180, it's very easy to press into. You do not have to be assertive with this at all to get it to engage. And when you do, it's easy to swizzle and sizzle on the nose. The tail, little more effort, but not much. It's still very easy to do high-speed wheelies or get sideways on a groomer and play around with it. I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice for a board to go butter with, but if you're looking to do pow butters, you're gonna be fine with it. The edge-to-edge power transmission is concise and predictable, but not nimble. You know what you're gonna get, you know how it's gonna drive, but if you're expecting it to be speedy or to expedite that process from toe to heel back and forth with a lot of response, it's not really there. Short, tight, quick carves and medium mellow carves are really this board's strong suit. When you go to lay it over, it's like you hit a limiter. You can't just drive this aggressively, really lay it over, pop back out, lay it back over again. It, like I said, it has limits to it, and you realize that really quick. Can you lay it over? Yes, but it's not the most fun you're gonna have with this board. It's those short, tight, quick setup carves to medium mellow carves where you're just swooping from one side of the trail back to the other that really stand out for what this is. And if you want a Euro carve with it, you can. Like I said, it's not the best. Like, you'll realize when you're driving your knee into that center camber and pushing off the tail, it will only go so far and then it just stops. Rider in mind. So who's this board for? Someone that thinks this is going to be their hard charging freeride board because they learned how to skid and they think that's carving, or maybe they linked a couple turns together and saw that they left an edge imprint. But by and large, I don't really know why this exists. If you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. This honestly feels like a slightly softer Passport, which in my opinion is a better board. I don't really know what void this is filling in the K2 lineup. It exists. It's a snowboard. It's not memorable at all to me. I'm probably going to actually forget that this exists and just recommend people Passports or Instruments and not this. It wasn't a bad ride, but it just didn't have any of that pizzazz that a lot of the K2 stuff is known for. It was kind of just a letdown. Like, looking at it on paper, I was like, oh, okay, if the Passport's the little brother to the Alchemist, this is the little brother to the Passport, but I don't think it needs to exist. It's a snowboard. It does snowboard things. Comparable boards: the Gnu Hyper, the Yes All In, the Jones Frontier. Binding recommendations: the K2 Bond, the Union Strata, the Rome Vice. This has been my review of the K2 Embassy. If you like this review, why don't you go watch one for one of the comparable boards and see if maybe that's something you might be interested in.